Well, hey guys. All right, so we've got all this sanded off, and it looks really good. We still got to do a little touching up, and obviously, we're still going to have to address this, which is what we're about to start working on now. All right, guys. Where we're at now is we're going to start trying to put a piece of wood on this right there. We're going to try to fix that corner, and I have an old 4-end that's really too shot. It's got too many splits in it for me to be able to want to work with. Plus, it's missing the top rail on that, so you guys can see that I'm not just trying to cut into an old 4-end for just the fun of it. It's also one that I practice on using the checkering tools, so I can kind of get a more of an idea, because like I said, I don't know how to checker. I'm teaching myself how to do this, which is what I'm doing with this firearm as well. So never made this style repair. This channel is all about learning and trying to figure stuff out. Basically, can an average do-it-yourself or do these sorts of things on workbench with their own capacity, I guess is what I'm trying to do. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably reset the tripod, and then I'm going to probably, I hadn't fully decided, because I know one thing. I know I want to stay with the grain, and that being really big, because you can see the grain is moving that way. Well, I need to find a way to cut a triangle out to put on here that's also within the grain. My problem being is that this is hollow right there, and so I'm really restricted on how thick this piece can actually be, and whether or not I can keep the grain going the same direction. That's my goal. We'll figure out if that's a possibility or not. Otherwise, I can always run down to the hardware store and I can get a piece of walnut. The only thing is our American walnut has a wider grain than this European walnut, which is what they would have used making these things in Belgium. So it is a little different. Maybe after blending it in and checkering, I can maybe blend that in to where it's not as noticeable either way. So that's the goal. That's what we're going to try to do, and I'm going to get started. Okay. What we're going to do with this repair. Obviously, you can see where I've sanded this off smooth. I've tried my best to make this smooth. I have measured this, and the repair block that we need is, what I can tell, about 1.25 inches. So I measured it as 1.25 inches. What I need to do is cut this piece off of this, out of this, and we will figure out where we're going to do that. But when I do that, I will mark it off with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to take a really fine pull blade knife. It's ultra fine, supposed to make really minimal cuts. And I'm going to get started doing this. Okay, guys, what I've measured out is 3/8 of an inch, and I've tried to get as wide as I can. I'm going to try to shape this triangle into a little sliver of something I can use. I took a Sharpie brand and made a straight line across this so I could line up on it and cut. Then I took this Japanese style pull saw and I started cutting across. So this is really, really awkward with the tripod, and I'm having to cut it between my legs. So I will do everything I can to stay in camera, but if I don't, sorry. I'm letting the saw do the work. This is a pull type, so it only cuts on the pull stroke. And I'm just letting it rest, and I'm just pulling. This is gonna take a while, so I will definitely speed this up on editing. All right, so we've got our down cut. Now I'm going to cut across, and I guess I'll get started with that now. Broke it loose, broke it off. So Now I will probably spend a little bit of time shaping this. Get all that old dirty brown sawdust off my knee, because it's really icky and really gross. All right, now let's shape it straight down. This is gonna be tough. All right, how are we gonna do this? The vise. We'll do this in the vise. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're looking good. All right, so this angle down we'll be able to line up most of this, and then we can chisel out a lot of that, especially if I do at an angle about like so. So that's the goal, is to take some wood glue and sandwich this in. I don't even know if you guys were looking at that. Sandwich that in, and then we will wood chisel all of this. Only thing is, I've got to get this really, really flat. But we'll get there. So now we have a pretty flat piece. I probably will touch this up with sandpaper. And this is about what we were looking for. So that'll work out great. And we'll put this on, and then we'll chisel it down. Oh yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay guys, what I ended up doing was I had to make this all the way square. I didn't realize this got it mostly there, but you really need a flat, flush surface. So what I did was I took this and I laid it flat, and I just worked it back and forth like so. Literally, really and truthfully, nothing special till I got it nice and flat. There was one little low spot, and you can see it, but I'm actually gonna be cutting most of that off, so we're good. But I went ahead and flattened this side as well, because this is gonna be my outer rail. You can see my wood grain portion. Well, that's all still lined up with, all that's lined up with my rail, or whatever the inside of that tang is. You can see how I've already flattened this out. So long story short, when it comes time to glue, which we'll just do regular wood glue, we're going to do something along those lines. We're going to sandwich it like this with clamps, or I may put it in the vise. It just depends on how well and how stable it is. Because the really and truthfully, how I feel about it, the less that I have to do on the inside of this rail really is better for me, because it's a tight place. And well, I don't know. I know myself. I'm goofy and I have big thumbs and big fingers, so it's just going to be more difficult. So if I can do it a little something like that, that will be perfect. And then I can work on cutting this outer section off when the time comes. So just wanted to show you guys that before I start the gluing process. All right, guys, we are freehanding it right now. What I've basically got is a 3-way vise, and I've got my buttstock in a vise. I've got this cloth that's keeping all the wood from me pressing in too firmly. You can see how I've got, there we go. You can see how I've got this surface. I wiped it down with alcohol to get all debris and everything wide open, clean as can be. I also wiped this surface we'll reset that back here in a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down on this. I'm going to put you on tripod, so you might not be as visible, but at least you'll know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to crank this top half. This should have enough downward pressure that this keeps this upright. We just need, I think the curing time of wood glue is 24 hours. So let me get this set up in the tripod. You'll know what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Okay, tripod set up. We've got the wood glue at the ready. We've got our 3-way vise set. Wood grain in line. We'll actually do it this way. So now, why do I keep doing that? We're going to give us a healthy dose. We don't want too much, but we certainly don't want too little. There we go, wood glue in place. Gonna spin this back around. And what we'll do is we are actually gonna smear this all in that grain because we want all surfaces coated. So now that we've got that, now I'm gonna spend a little time sandwiching, rotating this back. I'm gonna start cranking this on down. Definitely firm and snug. So let me line up this how I likes it. And then I will take a wet Q-tip and I will get some of this glue off that I know I definitely don't want. Okay, boys and girls, mostly men, I'm sure. Made my mom. Love you, Mom. Now we've got a Q-tip, and we're going to get some of this. We're just going to wipe it right on off. Perfect. Now I'll take a wet one, and we'll saturate. Well, maybe not saturate, but we're just going to break this glue that's out of the seam. We're breaking that up because, well, that's what we don't want. But this is a repair that I feel like I could have made, or I felt like I could have at least attempted and learned. Obviously, like I said, don't know everything. Learning every day, and that is my goal. I just want to be better. I don't want to always have to pay someone to do these things that I might, as long as I spend the time to learn how to do, might be able to actually learn how to do. And that's the goal, is growth and learning. I think we've got this, guys. What I'll probably do is I'll probably go get a clamp just to really cinch this down just a little bit more. Other than that, I feel like this piece is pretty much secure and it's where I need it at. We'll come back and check in on it in, I don't know, 24 hours, whatever the cure time is. I'm pretty sure it is 24 hours. Just so you see that you're not missing out. You're like, whoa, where'd that come from? I did put a clamp to close that nose on down. So this thing is securely pressed. Hopefully this blue thing stays on there. As long as I don't bump it, I feel like it'll be just fine. So we'll let that simmer, let that marinate. We'll check back in on it in 24 hours. Okay, boys and girls, it's been 24 hours. Well, we're about 20 minutes shy of 24 hours. So I'm gonna carefully take this off so we can start checking it out, see our progress. Got some dirty grease absorbed into that from having it clamped in from that rag. That's something I probably should spend a little more time on. Oh, it's on there firm, so that's a good sign. Let me get this taped up, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna start sanding this down and kind of meet these angles. So now that we've got this taped up, what I would like to do is figure out how I want to angle this. Oh goodness. Okay, mostly flush. We're gonna be about 1/8 of an inch from short, but oh well. Can you do it at this point, you know? It's all about learning, and we're just doing our best, guys. You can see we cut into that, which is not ideal, but we will need to put some wood glue in that and strengthen that back up. It looks better than it did, and we were able to do something and learn about it. Learn how to do this repair. We're not a person in the MLB that started out hitting home runs. I'm sure it took several of them many years to be able to do such things. The key is to not take off too much with these wood chisels. And I am just bumping this. I'm just trying to find this rail and just not touch it, but just come across the top. And we're about even. Still got a little bit more. A little bit more, not much though. All right, so not sure if you can see that, but I try to take this down level as best I can. Looks like I still got a little bit more to clean up, which we will. I'll also touch that up and get that knocked down right in there. Awesome. Great, great, great. All right, so now I've just got to work on chiseling this out, and oh man, it's not going to be easy, I don't think. All right, we're looking okay. Nothing crazy here. I think we're okay. We'll see what we're looking like so far. I know we're nowhere near done, but we'll still have some work. Okay, so, yep. We still got some issue up top, maybe. Hold on. Okay, so we definitely still got some shaving to do on this top side because we're not getting it seated. So y'all get to watch me do more than my fair share of screwing this up. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to put a little tape down, and I think that'll probably help. That's got that. Cinch this back down. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying my best to follow the contour without overdoing it here. I'm bumping a little bit at a time, and eventually when I get closer, I'm going to sand a little bit at a time. I will say this, a chisel has made this way better than I thought it was going to go. I'll just tell you that right now. And then a good saw, that's really helped, probably more than I want to give it credit for. I don't want to take too much, but I really need to round this over and then take it in. Rounding it over. And I would definitely say this ain't something you need to do after you've been drinking a bunch. All right, what we've done, I don't know if how well you can see this, but you can see how we've done our best to round it over. And now what we'll do is we'll pull this, make sure our checkering's still intact, and it seems like it's doing just fine. Now we will probably need to sand, and we're looking rough, guys, but a little sandpaper will help us out. All right, what I've got going on is I went ahead and sanded and rounded it off as smooth as I could. No need to see that. It's just literally matching sandpaper with a high grain, like a 220 grit, and just maybe a block sander to get the top. Just round it over with the palm of your hand to keep it where it keep form, and just take it higher and higher grains because you're going to be sanding this buttstock down anyway. I went ahead and did some checkering. I completed this out. There's videos of it. I wanted you to see this repair because this is a long enough of a video by itself, and you could spend a lot of time learning this. So I didn't include this on the wood finishing portion of that video. So hope this helps you guys out. I also hope it's informative, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, everyone. That's the end of the video. I appreciate you stopping by. Just hanging out with my pals. We're reading scripture. And, with that being said, I want to give God the glory in all that I do. And I hope you know who your Savior, Jesus Christ, is. Thank you for stopping by, and hope you learned something. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for watching. Please consider watching the next video in the series. I love you guys.